All right, shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom, class, shalom,
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Peace and blessings be multiplied. A hearty double honors to the elect elders in Israel of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades before us, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushua. A hearty shalom to all the men of the Lord that go out there on the highways and byways, the mighty men of the Most High. Shalom to those men who go out to risk their life to magnify the name of the Most High, still the elect, and win forth souls for the Lord in the last days. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying. They're fasting. They're studying. They're being diligent and abiding in the work of the Lord. And shalom to the sisters out there. You have sincere sisters in Israel in these last days, just as much as you have men who are laboring in the gospel, who are sincere, who are keeping the commandments, who reverence their husbands, and are following the righteous footsteps of our righteous foremothers in these last days. Shalom, shalom.
Shabbat shalom. All praise to the Most High for another Sabbath service, another day of repentance, another day of getting ourselves in order, another day of serving the Lord, man. Right? So we're going to go to Acts chapter 18 and 4 as we always do. Right? So, is this better in the classroom? Is that better turned up more? Come. They good? Acts 18 and 4. The book of Acts chapter 18 and verse 4.
This is the book. This is the book of Acts chapter 18 and verse 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right, another Sabbath service to persuade Israel, who knows that they're Israel, to continue in the law, statutes, and commandments, the faith, the brotherly, the sisterly love, all things that are decent and beautiful in the sight of the Lord. Right? It's to those just finding out that they're Israel, to forsake the ways of this world, come from out of the shadows of Babylon, and come back to the glorious light of Yahweh Yahushua. And the only way we can do that is through Philippians.
Book of Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Yahushua, which strengthens me.
Right, through the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua, we're able to stand boldly for the doctrines that we were taught, for the words of Yahweh Yahushua, cast down all false doctrine, right, and persuade the gainsayers, whether it be through fear or whether it be through compassion. Right? In this Sabbath service, we're persuading the men through fear, right? Through fear, man. Right? Because with men, compassion doesn't always work. Right? In these last days, you must. It's a must. It's not a maybe. I might be able to. I can slide through. It's a must that you keep yourself in order and you keep your households in order. Right? The Lord is not dealing with out of order men. Right before we start, can I get Proverbs 11 and verse 1? Right? There's a lot of brothers who perpetrate. There's a lot of brothers who fake the funk. Like they have everything tied together. They got everything, how can I say, puzzle pieces put together, man. But really, their puzzle is falling apart piece by piece by piece. Right?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord.
Right? A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. You can't be walking around talking about you're on fire, you're the most righteous Israelite, you're doing this, and that. But your household is out of order. Right? Your kids going to birthday parties, going to family members' house to eat Thanksgiving, right? Celebrating Christmas, right? Your wife wearing pants, she telling you shut up. Right? A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, man. As you men being the heads of the household, you're the one who starts the balance in the household. Come? So we have to make sure that we're reproving our men, man. And reproving our men is getting our houses in order, man. That's key in these last days, man. And I harp on that a lot, man. Because all I see is men hitting me up talking about how wicked their woman is. How my wife don't want to listen. How she's this, how she's that. Oh, the Most High gave me a wicked woman. Well, put that mirror right in front of your face and examine yourself.
God, and let's go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 13. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 13, man. And can we open the door, Father Bishop, for a minute? 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and 13.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 13.
Right?
Do ye not know that they which minister about holy things live of the things of the temple, and they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar?
Yeah, you have priests and the law. Let's get Leviticus 6 and 16 real quick. 6 and 15. People that work in the temple, are they in the temple for fun? No, they do the work in the temple. The high priest doesn't wear that garment and have the holiness to the Lord and wear the bells about his garment for no reason. He's in the temple doing the work. All right, let's get that. Leviticus 6 and 15.
Book of Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 15. And he shall take of it his handful of the flour of the meat offering, and of the oil thereof, and all the frankincense which is upon the meat offering, and shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savor, even the memorial of it unto the Lord.
See that? So what is he doing in the temple? He's doing what, man? If you say you're a high priest, you're doing the work of a high priest. That's right. If you're a Levite, you're doing the work of a Levite. That's what it says. Do ye not know that they which minister about holy things live of the things in the temple? Right? And it says, read on 1 Corinthians 9:13. And they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar. Right? Go on.
Even so hath the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel.
No, you just preach it but don't live it. What did the Lord say?
Should live of the gospel.
The Lord said if you preach it, you gotta live it, huh?
That's right.
You got brothers that preach the gospel. Oh, I'm out at camp. They put the videos up. Great camp. All praise to the Most High. Right? Hashtag highways and byways. Hashtag doing the work. Are you? Hashtag 10 days of camp. But whole time behind closed doors, the house is falling apart, huh? If you preach the gospel, you gotta live the gospel, huh?
That's right.
You can't just be in the damn NBA wearing a jersey, then you get in the court and you fumble in the damn ball. You can't dribble, you have no handles, you can't shoot, but you got the jersey on. You play for the team. The Lord isn't dealing with brothers that's just on the team, huh?
That's right.
But don't want to put in the work. If you preach this gospel, you have to live of it, huh? Now let me get that real quick in First Timothy chapter 5 and 7. A lot of you men, you going to hell off, man. And we looking right at you. Like the brother said, you got your kids cooking on the Sabbath. They have to eat warm food. I don't want them to eat cold food on the Sabbath. Right? You have to go to the damn zoo on the Sabbath. You're going to birthday parties. You know? There's all types of madness. You got brothers, they don't work at all. They sit at home, crack. We was talking about earlier, cracking their toes, man. Playing Call of Duty all day with the damn mega headset on, man. Talking to little Edomite boys, calling them niggers. I'll show you. And he pressing the damn buttons, man. I don't know the buttons on the game anymore. They pressing the damn buttons, right? The Lord is not dealing with brothers who press the buttons on the Xbox all day and they don't work, man.
That's right.
You have paid your rent in 10 months because you refuse to work. The lights are out. Tell you what, just like the candles, baby. You know how it is. She lighting the damn candles like it's damn Crooklyn. Read that, King.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 7. And these things give in charge, that they may be blameless.
Read that again.
And these things give in charge.
Paul told Timothy, give these things in charge. What's another word for in charge? A decree. There you go. That's a perfect word. And these things give charge.
That they may be blameless.
That the men of the Most High may be blameless. Read on.
But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
Now let's pull that up. Mathamica went into that in the Greek last time. Read that one more time.
But if any provide not for his own.
Stop being a leech off of brothers, man. You got brothers in Israel. Oh man, my mom kicked me out. Can I crash with you for 2 days? Right? Brother lived by himself. He's about to get evicted. He got the yellow notice on his door. The damn court date. You know the court date. They'll give you the damn court date that you got to show up to 7 months. Sure. Yeah, the The damn sheriff is coming, man. The sheriff is 2 weeks away from your house to evict you. Oh, brother, can I just crash with you, man? And that brother don't work. We know brothers fall on hard times. But this is a brother in this situation, he refuses to work and labor. Right? All he does is DoorDash. His rent is $1,200 a month, and he does DoorDash twice a week. I come at the plantation, you know how it is. Brother, what are you talking about, man? You do DoorDash 2 days out the week, and you walk your neighbor's dog. That's not going to make it, man. Or I do Forex. I do Forex at night. I walk my dog and I do DoorDash. Brother, that's not going to get that money to pay your rent and your bills, man.
That's right.
Your son come to you, Dad, why are the lights off? Is this supposed to be like this? Yeah, nigga, shut up, whatever, right? And then you sit there playing the game. If you don't provide for yourself, go on.
But
You got, can I wear your shirt today? I don't have no shirt. Can I wear your pants? Brother, you mind if I use your comb? Right? Can I use your car? I'm just going around the corner. Right? Can I use your car spirit, man? The brother don't have his license. He don't know how to get it. He just sitting at home in his mother's basement. Talking about be on fire. He's on fire. Read that one more time. The scriptures cover everything, man.
that's right.
From deep prophecies to knowing how to live your life as an Israelite man. Right?
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house,
Especially for those of his own house. His wife, his children,
even animals.
yeah, his beasts, his creatures, his rent, things got to be fixed up in the house. Everything has to be taken care of. Hey, your woman got the same dress on, or she got two dresses. One for the Sabbath and one Sunday through Friday. Two dresses, man. Your kids, you refuse to get new diapers. They got this, just put it in the washer. Right? The wife said, but you can't do that. Shut up. I'm your Lord. You throw it in the washer with the dirty clothes. She putting all, who cares? She crying, putting the damn dirty diapers in the washer. Damn feces, damn piss, spinning around on a spin cycle. Right? And he said, you know how it is. That's off, man. Right? Your children, damn, they should have fresh diapers. Everybody should know the law, statutes, commandments. Everybody should be in order. Y'all should be praying together. Y'all should be reading together. Y'all should be fasting together. Things have to have structure, man. Right? It should be. Nobody should be asking, well, how come the damn lights are off? What happened to the hot water? Well, I don't know. What do you mean what happened? You did it, right? Then you start a whole argument, man. Right? Go on. You used it all. What did the Lord say a man that doesn't do these things?
He have denied the faith.
You denied Yahweh Shah.
And is worse than an infidel.
Let's put that word infidel in the Greek. You're worse than an infidel. That's not good. That ain't nothing good.
Right? So that's a pistos. A pistos. Right? It means disbelieving, especially a heathen. Untrustworthy, that believeth not. Faithless. Infidel, unbeliever.
See that? So you're worse than an Edomite. We'd rather deal with the Edomites than deal with infidels. Because you can't trust, it says he's untrustworthy. You can't deal with an infidel, huh? You understand? So brothers, make sure you provide it for yourself and your own household.
God, that's very important, man. You worse than a heathen, man. You're a non-believer in this thing if you're not taking care of your family, man. Right. The Lord isn't just dealing with the man only. Wait, the Lord is coming to save households as well. The scriptures tell you that, man. So we're going to go to Sirach 21:6.
Book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 6. He that hateth to be reproved is in the way of sinners.
Right, and you hate to get this correction if you're going on. You're in the way of sinners, man. You just as bad as the 2/3, man. You might be a 2/3. Right, read that from the top one more time.
Book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 6. He that hateth to be reproved is in the way of sinners.
You're in the way of sinners, man. Meaning you want to be amongst those people who break the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? And what the Lord said about those that commit sin in Proverbs 8:36, they love death. All those that hate me love death, man. Right, go ahead, keep going.
But he that feareth the Lord will repent from his heart.
Right? And the Lord is giving you ample time to repent, man. All of us have things that we have to get in order, man. Nobody's house is perfect. Nobody walking in this truth is perfect. The Lord is allowing you a ample amount of time. This is not a little bit of time, right? This is an ample amount of time that the Lord has gave you each day to wake up to repent, man. How long brothers been in the truth? A year, 2 years, 7 years? This is a good amount of time for you to get yourselves in order, right? The Lord he's swift on judgment, man. So his mercy is just showing more and more and more in these last days, man. Right, go ahead, keep going, kid.
Verse 7, an eloquent man is known far and near.
A man of good speech and good understanding, he's known far and near, man. Eloquency, doesn't come just by speech, it comes by actions as well.
That's right.
Right, you're thinking of Dos Equis, man. Right? Dos Equis, man, the most interesting man in the world. Has he said a word? Have you ever heard of Dos Equis, man, say anything besides drink responsibly, my friend?
Right.
That's all you mean. That's not eloquent, but the things that he does makes him eloquent, right?
But a man of understanding knoweth when he slippeth.
A man of understanding knows when he's falling short. He knows when his household is falling apart. Why? Because he's the head of the house. He knows he's not doing something right. Only a fool would sit there and wipe his mouth and say, well, shoot, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I just got wicked family members. No, a man of understanding knows when things are falling apart. They know when it's not going the right way because the Lord is showing them signs. Before judgment, you're supposed to be examining yourself. Right?
Right. Verse 8.
This is very, very important right here. Verse 8.
He that buildeth his house with other men's money.
Read it one more time.
He that buildeth his house with other men's money
does what?
Is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial.
So you like, if you on Instagram, hitting people DMs, hitting brothers, hey brothers, you got $25, you got $23, specific $21.75. Right? Because you know how much the tax is going to be on Cash App, right? The stuff they're going to take out, right? You're like one who's digging your own grave, man, and you asking brothers for money. So like the brother said, you may fall on hard times, right? That's what brothers are here for. But if you constantly hitting brothers inbox, hey man, I'm short, I need $21, like $21.32, so I can take care of it. Like 21, what can you really do with $21.32? You put $20 in your tank, you're going right back to the gas station in an hour.
Right. You got certain brothers, they only ask for $20 and $40 to $45. We know what you asking for, brother. Right. Every other week you need 20, then you might need 40 or 45. Right? We know what's going on, brothers. Talking about rent short. Every week you asking for 20 and 45, but then you need $5 extra. What's that extra $5 for, brother? We know you, man.
Weed smokers, we'll say it.
Right.
We know what you buying with it. That $40 eighth, that $20 dub. We know what you buying with it, man. We're not ignorant of the stuff. We used to do the same thing.
Right.
Hey, brother, let me hold 20. I get it back. Well, you give me 20, I'll bring you with me. We can do. No, you're not building your house off another man's money. Nobody in this camp, nobody in Israel should be building their house off other men's money, man. That's an ignorant action, man. Because that's an ignorant thing to do. You don't know what the Lord is going to cast upon your head, man. You don't know. Now you're just building tombs for your own grave. Each person you ask money for. That's one rock. That's another rock. That's another rock. That's another rock. Next thing you know, the whole section ready for you to be up in there, man. Right. Right. Let me go to 1 Thessalonians 1. You can start at verse 6. Yeah, start at verse 5. Start at verse 5. Or start at verse 4. Right, start at verse 4. And this is a very important topic, man. Right, you can go into 1,000 prophecies, right? Go into 100 debates, but we need to get ourselves in order, man. We're supposed to be presenting ourselves that glorious bride to Yahushua without blemish, man. And these are blemishes going on amongst Israel, man. Us men not holding up to the responsibility that the Lord is holding us up to, right? 1 Thessalonians 1 and verse 4.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians.
Start at verse 3.
Salakia. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
Remembering without ceasing your work of faith and labor of love.
So the Lord's not forgetting your work and your labor of love. Right? Work is getting your households in order, man.
Right.
You go out on the highways and byways 7 days a week, but come home and be a nigga at home. Right? You falling short. You can go and do 1,010 videos and still be falling short, man. If you are not governing your household responsibly through the Spirit, applying the precepts, that's what they're written for. They was written aforetime for our learning. Because a lot of us didn't grow up with fathers. A lot of us may not live with our fathers. A lot of us had role models. A lot of us had role models as fathers who was niggas, teaching you how to roll blunts, how many shots you need to get drunk, all this stuff that we did not need to know. We're going to keep going, kid.
And patience of hope in our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, in the sight of Yahweh and our Father.
Right.
Verse 4, knowing, brethren, beloved, your election of Yahweh.
Right. You were elected to understand this truth at this allotted time. Right. The Lord elected you to even have a chance to come close to salvation. Right. You can't forget that this is the closest thing to your salvation. You know what I'm saying? This little bit of knowledge that the Lord has given you, that's a one-way path. Right? You know, the races, they got the start blocks. You put the legs on the start block, the feet on the start blocks and wait for the sound of the starter pistol. Right? That's exactly what knowing this truth in these last days is. You got your foot on the start block ready to run. This little bit of knowledge that we had. Right?
Verse 5, for our gospel came not unto you in word only.
Right? So the gospel that we're preaching is not only in word, right?
But also in power.
Right?
And in the Holy Ghost. And in much assurance.
And in much assurance.
As ye know.
That you know this as a fact. The men on the highways and byways should be reading this right now. That you know as a fact.
What manner of men we were among you.
You should know the manner of men of the prophets that you are around, man. I'm not going to be around Naquan if I know him to be a fool and a nigger in the dark. Right? I'm not going to be around ignorant men who have no understanding. Right? Because I don't want to be associated with that. Right?
That's right.
So you got to understand to know the type of man that you want to be. Right? A good name is far above rubies, man. Once you get a bad name in Israel, it's damn near impossible to get it away. Right? When you think of Brother Polite, what you think about now? He a what? A pedophile. Right? You think of R. Kelly, what is he? A sex fiend. Right? You think of, I don't know. I'm just, think about people. When you think about somebody's name, when you think about somebody's name, that title carries with them. So you got to remember the type of manner of man you're supposed to be. Outside your house and inside your house. After this last verse, I'll pass it.
Salakia. Ye know what manner of men we were among you for your sake.
Right.
Verse 6. And ye became followers of us and of the Lord.
So people are going to start following you because of the manner of man you are. Because how your household conducts themselves. Right? They're going to want to be around you because they know that this is a man who's going to keep the commandments. And if I were to miscarry, he's going to be right there with me. Right?
Having received the word in much affliction with joy of the Holy Ghost.
Right? This last verse.
So that ye were examples.
You were what?
Examples to all that believe in Macedonia.
So you have to be an example to all that believe in Babylon, over in the UK, in Asia Minor, everywhere. You have to be an example, man. Because people know your face if you're in the videos. People know who you are if you're on social media, man. You have to be an example of what an Israelite man is supposed to be, governing his household the right way, raising his children up the right way, letting your children see that righteous example of an Israelite man in the household. So your daughter don't marry Jerome with the sack up the street, standing on the corner, 5 o'clock in the morning. Where you gonna be? Outside on the corner. So your daughter don't want to be amongst a man like that. Set them standards high by being the man that Yahweh commanded you to be in these last days.
We're going to stay in Thessalonians. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter, to see what manner of men they were. Right? 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter, we're going to read verse 9.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3.
Start at 7.
And verse 7. For yourselves know how ye ought to follow us For we behave not ourselves disorderly among you,
right?
neither did we eat any man's bread for naught.
Yeah, meaning we wasn't there mooching off of brothers, man. We didn't eat man's bread for naught. But Paul and the apostles, Silas, Timothy, Luke, Barnabas, when they traveled, they labored to be able to provide for themselves. Go on.
But wrought with labor.
But then what?
But wrought with labor and travail night and day, that we might not be chargeable to any of you.
That's integrity right there, man. They labored night and day that they wouldn't be chargeable to anybody, man. Right? Brother, so I don't ask Amos for $50. I'm going to pick up that extra shift at work. I'm going to pick up that night shift so I don't have to ask Mathamica, can I crash and use his car for the week?
That's right.
I'm going to labor night and day so I'm not chargeable to no man. I'm chargeable to Yahweh Bashmi Shah, man.
That's right.
You don't want to be a brother who doesn't labor and now you're chargeable to other men. And now you're in their pocket, man. Right, real quick, give me, let's go to Genesis 14. Go to 14 and 21. Right, let's get that, man. You got brothers, I don't want to pick up that extra shift. I would just ask Amos for $30. He's always there and he'll always be there. Hey, Amos might give up the ghost, man. He might get translated. Now what you going to do? You got brothers like doing a financial budget, part of a budget is ask Amos for $30. Amos got the phone bill this month. Right? You know, tell his wife, you know how Amos is. He's real nice. He's always going to give you that $30. I'll just compliment him. Right? That's off, man. You can't be chargeable, right? Bring it up, Genesis 14 and what I call it, 21.
Book of Genesis, chapter 14 and verse 21. And the king of Sodom said unto Abraham, give me the persons and take the goods to thyself.
Yeah, give me the people. You can have all of the goods. This is after Abraham took down the kings and rescued Lot. Right? Go on. And it's like he brought women captive. He brought gold, silver, and great abundance. Go on.
And Abraham said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High Yahweh, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abraham rich.
That's heavy. Look at the mind frame of your forefathers, man. Look at the mentality of your forefathers, man. Read that again, King.
Verse 23. That I will not take from a thread.
Take a thread. I'm a work. I'm a labor. I'm a grind. You understand? Now, it's not saying, you know, your brother's not there for you, because the Lord said, lend unto your brother. Sufficient to sort of Deuteronomy 15 and 7 on down. But you don't want to be, what's the word they call it? You don't want to be a mooch, a leech, what they say, man. Right? Go on. And you never come to camp with a shirt on. I know, Pagaya Ala got me. You leave the house with everything going but a shirt. I'm not spending money on those shirts. I'm gonna get a brother. I'm gonna ask brother, do you have an extra shirt with fringes on? Every brother in camp, do you have one extra shirt that you don't like? And I'll add it to my wardrobe. That's off, man. Right? You don't show up with no food or nothing. I'm gonna just ask a piece of his plate, then a piece of his plate, and a piece of his plate, and a piece of his, I have my own plate. Right? Go on.
Even to a shoe latchet.
Even a shoe latchet he didn't want from this man.
And that I will not take anything.
I'll take some things.
I will not take anything.
I'm gonna work night and day. Hey, sometimes you gotta pick up that extra shift at work, man. Sometimes you gotta work those night hours, man. Sometimes you gotta work that graveyard shift. Sometimes you gotta get 2 jobs in this thing, man. You in captivity. It ain't gonna be handed to you. You're in sin. We're in slavery because of our sins. It's not going to be a handout. I know brothers in Israel, they got 2 jobs, man. And they still work diligently, and in the highways and byways, and they still providing for their family, man. You can't just walk around like you in a kingdom all day. Oh, I'm an Israelite, I'm in Israel, I'm in a kingdom, I don't have to do anything. And you have brothers who sit at home and they have wives and a woman do all of the work. They sitting at home and a wife going to work cutting a check, grinding. And he come in and she come in and he's sitting around saying, "You're late. Where's the food at?" He been sitting around in a dirty diaper all day, grown man, playing video games and online solitaire. Right? Online spider solitaire. Sitting up there, playing damn spider solitaire, man. And that was that game with the mind, you gotta click it, it'll blow up. Minesweep, man. The Lord is a dealing with brothers playing Minesweep and solitaire all day. And a woman grinding. Right? Go on, King. He said, "I will not take anything."
That is thine, lest thou shouldest say, "I have made Abraham rich."
And a lot of brothers, they'll do that, man. They'll always hold one over one. They may not say it, but it's in their mind. And they talk to their wife, and they talk to their sons. And they're talking about you. And they say, "Look, they made you rich. Remember that time I did." You never want to be the brother in a situation where another man is telling you, "Man, remember that time I did A, B, and C for you. Remember that time you asked me for so-and-so, and I was there for you." You don't ever want to be in that situation. Now you in his pocket. Right? And you want to have a time. You never want to be a man in another man's pocket. Right? Every man knows that.
That's right.
Now, there's nothing wrong if you find yourself in hard times, but you want to be able to make sure you have exhausted every option as a man to be able to provide for your household. Right? One more real quick. Genesis 30 and 29. Right? Genesis chapter 30 and 29.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 29. And he said unto him.
Oh, Salaki, that's Abraham. Real quick. Let me get to real fast. Genesis 26. What is Genesis 26? Right? We read about Abraham. Now, what about Isaac? Right? Genesis chapter 26 and 12.
Book of Genesis, chapter 26 and verse 12. Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year 100-fold. And the Lord blessed him.
Isaac sowed in the land, meaning he labored. He worked.
That's right.
That's toil, man. You out there in the elements, you breaking up the ground. Isaac sowed in the land. He labored like his father Abraham. And what did the Lord give him? And received in the same year 100-fold. And the Lord blessed him. Read on.
Verse 13. And the man waxed great.
What the Lord say?
And the man waxed great.
You see what happens when you labor? You can't sit around. Stop thinking that you're an Israelite. Your damn rent just going to pay itself. I'm an Israelite. $10,000 just going to manifest into my account. I'm going to just pray on it, and the Lord going to drop the check. That's not how this thing works, man. Sure. The Lord don't just drop a check. You get your check, then it's saying the tetragrammaton, it's the yah, the ha, the wa, the ha. Under it, right? When you get the damn signature, then it says Ba'ashem, Yahusha, right? And the Lord said, no tax. They don't work like that, man. You got to labor in this thing. Read on.
And went forward and grew until he became very great.
And grew until he became very great. One more, Genesis 30 and 29. Abraham, Isaac, now let's read about Jacob. They all labored, they all worked, they all provided for their own households. These are your forefathers, man. Stop looking up to Rick Ross and Jay-Z and your damn Uncle Leroy, man. Uncle Leroy is staying in your great-grandmother's basement and has never left. Right? All he got is a pit bull to his name. And some damn, what else Uncle Leroy might have? He got a pit bull and a PlayStation 2. And a pair of Jordans.
Bottles of beer everywhere.
Yeah, bottles of beer and old, nasty malt liquor. Right? Coke 45 and OE. Mickey's. A wild Irish rose. And he put them on top of his cabinet. Right? And it's 3 in the morning. And it's 3 in the morning, he's upstairs making all the noise.
Click.
Yeah. All you hear is upstairs. He's running upstairs. Unbelievable, he's 45. Your great-grandmother, she needs help. She gets Social Security. And he's on her. He's on her, man, to get that money, man. And he up there making the damn food 3 in the morning, cracking his toes, walking around, scrambling the eggs. It's 2:30. He don't work, huh? Let's bring that up. You don't want to be Uncle Leroy in this thing, right? You want to be like Abraham and Isaac and Jacob.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 29. And he said unto him, Thou knowest how I have served thee, and how thy cattle was with me.
Right?
For it was little which thou hadst before I came.
This Laban talking to Jacob. You ain't had much till I came here. Go on.
And it is now increased unto a multitude.
Yeah, the Lord blessed you because of my labor.
And the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming.
Jacob labored for 14 years and more years after that. Go on.
And now.
And what?
And now.
What Jacob say?
And now.
Right?
When shall I provide for my own house also?
He was on fire to provide for his own house. When can I provide for my own house, man? When can I provide for my wife and my other wife and my sons, man? When can I do that? I'm sick of living with you. You a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm living in your damn land. I'm working for you. When I'm going to do my own thing as a man? When I'm going to provide for my own house, man? When I'm going to be able to show you what it really is to be a man? That's Jacob's mentality, man. That should be your mentality.
Like, can you read verse 36? Verse 36 and 31?
31, 36.
Verse 31.
36.
36. Book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 36.
31 and 36.
Verse 31.
Chapter 31 and 30, verse
31 and
36.
36. Okay. Book of Genesis, chapter 31 and verse 36. And Jacob was wroth and cold with Laban.
Right, so Jacob and Laban was getting into it, man. Because Laban was giving him the runaround, man. That's what happens when you let man have authority over you, man. Right, I can't think of the preacher off the top of my head. You got it? Yeah. See, that's the spirit, right? Keep going. Okay?
And Jacob answered and said to Laban, What is my trespass? What is my sin that thou hast so hotly pursued after me?
Right.
Whereas thou hast searched all my stuff, what hast thou found of all thy household?
Right. So he's like, man, you done searched my house. You done looked all throughout my household. What more do you need, man? So we just read how the Lord has blessed Laban through Jacob's work, man. Right? That's like having a brother, and that goes into extortion of your brother as well, man. Right? You have your brother working all this time for you. You reaping the benefits. You done made $25,000 this week, but he bringing home 500 of it.
Right.
Right? That'll make you hot, man. That's why you never give it the man authority over your life. Right? And you got it.
Yeah, Sirach 33 and 19.
33 and 19. I couldn't think of the words that the Lord used for it.
Right. This is book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 19. Give not thy son and wife thy.
33 and 19.
That was it.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
Right, so you can't let another person have power over you, man. You can't let another man tell you what you look. I only got $20. You have to make it work outside of that. But you should never let a man or your wife or your children have authority over you, man. You are a king walking this earth, man. Do kings go to anybody and ask authority for anything? The only person we gotta ask authority of is the Most High. Right? So don't let anybody have that dominion over you, man. And the only reason Isaac and Jacob were able to understand this was because their father taught them well. Let's go to Genesis chapter 18 and verse 17. Right? So what you're learning in these last days, Lord forbid that we have another generation be born into this wickedness. But what you're learning now is going to sustain your children and your grandchildren. If the Lord prolongs his place that long, Lord forbid. So you're laboring not just for yourself. You're laboring for the generations to come after you, man. And that's so important because Israel don't think about it in that manner. I read this so my son can have understanding. I read this so my grandson can have understanding. How many brothers in here thought about it like that? Nobody thinks about it like that, except for the elders. The elder thought about it like that, right? But that's very important.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 17. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation.
Right, this is how we shall tell Abraham, man, you're going to be a great, beautiful, mighty nation, man. Ain't going to be just 10 of y'all. It's going to be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. What's the joint? Exponent 10 times that, right?
And all that nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Right?
For I know
For the
him
Lord knows
that he will command his children and his household after him.
No, he's going to charge them with folly.
He will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord.
So he knew Abraham was going to charge his family to walk in the way, right? You think Isaac knew how to build the altar and had the wood ready? He said, Father, I'm up here with you, but where's the ram? Where's the burnt offering or the lamb? How do you think he knew that? Because Abraham charged him and showed him the ways of the Lord, man. And that's how we got to think. When we read these precepts, when we laboring, you're doing this for your kids, for your grandkids. You're doing this solely for yourself and your household, man. You're laboring to get the hell up out of Babylon, man. Right, let me get 2 Thessalonians 3 and verse 10. Right, there's so many points you can touch on men laboring for their household, man. Look at Cornelius. Cornelius charged his family the same way. His whole household feared the Lord. We know ain't no Edomite going to charge his household to fear the Lord. They let their kids do whatever. Right. I hate you, Mom. I'm going to slash your throat when you sleep. Right? That's what Esau do. I seen a video, I think it was Dr. Phil. It was a fat little Edomite boy talking to his mom. He hauled off, put his hand behind his head, and smacked her in the face. You seen that? Smacked her right in the face. And she was like, oh. Just sat there, just looked at each other. Man, I'd be dead. I'd be dead.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 and verse 11.
So, like, even to this day, I don't even get into it with my mom, man. I don't want to do that, man. Because I respect that order, man. You got to honor your father and your mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, man.
2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 and verse 11. For we hear that there
verse 10.
Verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work,
if any man in Israel would not work,
that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
That you shouldn't eat, man. You shouldn't eat. If you don't work, you don't eat, man. Just that simple, man. If you're not laboring, you're not going to get the kingdom. If you're not, man, sometimes you got to punch the clock to the job that you hate, man. Yeah. I worked at a job for 5 years and I couldn't stand, man. Every time I went in there, man, I wanted to body slam people, man. I'll wake up at 3 in the morning, open my blinds, like cherry outside. Dang, I got to go in here, man. My wife gave birth to our son. I only got a couple days off. They said, well, you know we're not going to pay you, right? My firstborn child, I was excited, man. I was so happy. Now, you know we're not going to pay you. We need you back at this day. If you don't come back, you might get suspended. You might get fired.
Yeah, I have to go to work the same day. Well, right in the morning, man. You're late, right? You're late. You don't care about your daughter. You're late.
You see how Esau does you? But you have to work, man. Right? And if you don't want to work for Esau, start your own business, man. Start your own business. But you can't sit around and depend on your wife. You can't sit around and depend on the body, man. That's a no-go in Israel. We're going to keep it.
Verse 11. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly.
So we hear the stuff, man. Yeah. I get the DMs. Yeah. Right? This brother gets the DMs. Yeah. Right? Wives talk. Right? Sisters talk to one another, man. Right? We hear that there's people walking disorderly among us, man. We hear that stuff, man. We may not say, we may give brothers a chance to get themselves in order, man. But we're not letting it slide no more. We gotta know. We have a clean house policy now in Watchmen for Israel, man. You get 3 strikes, and what happens after 3 strikes? You out, man. We can't have the body get stains, man. That's not acceptable in these last days, man. Our garment is supposed to be white. How much more the Lord, man? We represent the Lord when we're doing this work, man. If you're not working, you got to stand on the Lord's garment, man. That's right. You got to stand on the Lord's garment. That's how you got to look at it, man. So we hear that some of you are walking disorderly.
Working not at all.
Doing what?
Working not at all.
One more time.
Working not at all.
We hear you walking disorderly. Working not at all, man. This was happening thousands of years ago. How much more today, man? You're not working at all, man. Your Xbox is always overheating because you in your 45th game of 2K. Playground.
Wow.
Playground. The brothers who play 2K know what I'm talking about. Right there. You trying to stick in your head, man. Right? But that brother works, man.
Right.
That brother labors, though, man.
God.
He goes to work to provide for himself and his family, man. Right? Walking disorderly, not working.
Not at all, but are busy bodies.
But are busybodies, man. Hey, brother, I know you got that bonus, man. What you gonna do with that? What's the other the famous line? You know, that famous line, man. I hope the brother watching this. Right, that famous line before you got to get scoffed at, man. Right? Yeah, I know. Didn't you just get that big bonus? Didn't you just work an extra 20 hours this week? Being a busybody.
Now, them that are such. Continue. Verse 12. Yeah, this verse 12. Verse 12. Now, them that are such, we command and exhort by our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread.
Right. So now we commanding those men who ain't working through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is to shut the hell up, man. Because you being a hypocrite and get to work, man. That's what we saying. Mind your business. Don't worry about nobody else but yourself and get to work.
Yeah. Quick point. That's effeminate as hell. You're a busybody. You're not working, but the labor that you do is trying to pry into brothers' lives, man. Right? You're not working, but you're on the phone all day. You're in a group chat with a whole bunch of brothers. All y'all do is talk. That's evil, man. So it's all, yeah, Bathamika, man. I know Bathamika, when him and his wife going to get into today. Right? I think I might stop over there, man, talk to his woman. That's being a busybody, man. So you don't want to, that's very effeminate, man. You gossiping, you tale-bearing, but you're not working. Dan, was it 40 hours in the work week? And you spent 40 hours cracking your toes.
That cracking your toes spirit, man. Right. Let's go to Sirach 40 and 20. Brother beat me to it, man. The brother Michael Israelite, man. That's a perfect precept we're about to go to for that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 28.
Right?
My son, lead not a beggar's life.
One more time.
My son, lead not a beggar's life. For better it is to die than to beg.
Lead not a beggar's life, man. It's better to give up the ghost than to constantly be asking people for stuff, man. It's better for you to be up in the third heavens than to ask a brother on Instagram the whole 2272. It's better for you to die getting hit by a bus than to ask a brother to pay your rent. It's better for you to get burnt in a house fire than to ask a brother to pay your car note. Yeah. Those are those strange calamities the Lord might throw on you for leading that beggar's life. Right.
Verse 29, the life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life.
The Lord going in on these beggars, man. If you living off another man's table, you ain't even living. You just counted as ashes and dust right now. You're not even worth a life to be counted in the sight of the Lord. How heavy is that, man? That's heavy. And that's talking about your wife too. If you living off your wife, your life isn't counted off a life, man. That's waiting for a check to come in, man. It's old people who befriend. It's people who befriend old people to live off their Social Security and wait for them to die, man. How crazy is that, man? That's wicked. That's a life not counted for a life, right?
For he polluteth himself with
pollute yourself
with other men's meat.
With other men's meat, man. You polluting yourself living off other men, right? Is one more verse?
There's but a wise man will nurture Salakia, but a wise man well nurtured will beware thereof.
right? A man who's well nurtured in the scriptures. He got enough milk, right? He got enough meat. He got enough bread and water to sustain himself.
Verse 30. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless.
So begging is sweet in the mouth of shameless, man. Only somebody who has no shame will be asking everybody for whatever they have, man. Brother, can you spare me a grape? I just want a grape. Like, come on, brother. A grape? What you gonna do with a grape? Brother, I just need one scoop of rice. I can find water in the puddle. Come on, man. It's sweet to the shameless, right?
But his belly there shall burn a fire.
Your belly gonna burn a fire, man, because the Lord gonna burn you up, man. Because each time you're gonna ask somebody, they're gonna mark you, man. They're gonna, this brother asked me for this, he asked me for that. Bro, you done asked me something 22 times in the span of 2 days, man. Right? Go to verse 18, Bible Shah. This is what it is for us Israelite men.
Verse 18. To labor and to be content with that a man hath is a sweet life.
So to labor and to be content with what you have, that's a beautiful life in the sight of the Lord, man. The Lord may give you a little, we may give you a lot, but you labor for it. That's a sweet life in the sight of the Lord, right?
But he that findeth a treasure is above them.
And we found that treasure. We found the gems that we've been searching for our whole life, man. But to be content with what you have because of your labor, that's beautiful in the sight of the Lord, man.
God. And let's get to right 7 to 15. Right, you there in the top. Right? About laboring, man. Ecclesiastes 7 to 15. So you brothers, man, if you don't know how to fill out a job application, ask somebody, man. If you don't know how to do a so-called interview, because you're not just going to take over the damn so-called, you got to get an interview, you got to know how to do it. You got to know these things, man. You got to know how to move in this world. Right? You got brothers that they've never done a job application, they 45. Trying to figure out what this means. What does it mean, previous employer? I don't know what that means. Right? Let's get 5 previous employers. What is that talking about? Right? Brother, you got to know how to move in this society, man. You need to know how to operate, man. You got to know how to do a so-called damn interview. You got to wear the damn all denim jacket to the interview. Damn denim jacket, denim jeans, denim shoes. I ain't never get a job. The Lord dealing with me, man. The Lord got me fired from my damn job, man. Right, man? I ain't never get a job, man. The Lord must be working on me. No, brother. Right, brother? You went in the damn boxes in a beer to the damn interview, brother. It's what the Lord dealing with you, man. A lot of you brothers don't know what's going on, man. Right? Bring that up, man.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 15.
Right?
Hate not laborers' work.
What the Lord say?
Hate not laborers' work.
It's too hard.
Hate not laborers' work.
A lot of brothers, I don't want to get calluses. And I done had some filthy, low-down, nasty jobs, man. I mean, the worst of the worst. From scrubbing Amalek damn floors and toilets. And I've had a job like that, man. Years ago. You in there scrubbing and you gotta kind of get around, and they come in like this. And they yell at you. Them applicators, their houses are filthy. What are you doing? I had a woman tell me, what are you doing? You don't use the mop, you use the so-and-so. And I have to say, oh, she's like, are you stupid or are you dumb? Yeah. And I have to sit there, sweet. Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. What am I, fighter? Put her in the chokehold. Hey, you gotta have laborers work, man. Hey, man, we had brothers had hella. I don't know if brothers can tell a story about the jobs they've had, man. You damn scrubbing, you lifting, you damn unloading. Hey, unloading them trucks is a tough job, man. I know every brother have to unload a damn truck. You unload the trucks, you in them hot ass warehouses, you're sweating, your damn brow. That's that. Get Genesis 3 real quick, man. Genesis 3 and 17. You had that?
God, I already got it all.
All right, let's get it, man.
This is the book of Genesis.
A lot of brothers, don't be afraid of laborers working in this captivity. And don't put away your wife because of a disagreement. Well, it depends on what now she's saying I can leave. It depends. If she's committing adultery and fornication and saying you gotta still deal with me and you disagree with that, then put her ass away. But if it's not that, brother, you gotta get counsel. Bring that up.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Verse 18, thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field.
Right?
In the sweat of thy face.
What the Lord say?
In the sweat of thy face.
And you have them jobs in the sweat of your face, man. You go home, you gotta take a damn shower. You soak it in Epsom salt. Your damn hands sore, your feet hurt, your back hurt, your knees on fire. Go on.
Shalt thou eat bread?
That's how you gonna earn it, man. Go on.
Till thou return unto the ground.
Until you die.
For,
You're gonna work hard until you die. For what?
For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
See that? That's the lot that you were given, man. You can't hate laborer's work. You can't sit at home all day and have your wife working all day and your grandmother working all day because you don't want to lift boxes. Get up and lift those boxes, brother. You understand? Oh, I don't want to push a pallet jack. I'm too good. I'm from the tribe of Judah, right? I don't push pallet jacks and lift cardboard boxes, right? But then your damn wife damn working 3 jobs, man. And you asking yourself for money. That's evil, man. I got 3 seconds.
Like the brother said, it's already 25-22. Blowing your nose after working, nothing but black come out. Everybody done dealt with that, man. Them asbestos blowing out your nose,
Right.
dirt and dust. Well, that's the sweat of your brow, man. And the Lord, He may not have you there for 20 years. He may not have you there for 5. Maybe for that appointed time to something better come, man. But you got to work, man. Because shouldn't no man be relying on a woman to pay his bills, man? If you're relying on a woman to pay your bills, your life is kind of less than a life, man.
Yeah. Or your son or your daughter, man. Right. You know, or another brother. And if brothers need help and counsel with financial damn woes and things like that, reach out to brothers, man. Right? Brothers are experiencing stuff like that. You have certain brothers, they that's what they do for a living. Their brothers in the camp, they're financial advisors. They do taxes. They help with insurance policies. They do things like that, man. So if you need help, reach out, man. We had a certain brother that didn't know what was going on, and he bought life insurance from another man. And he didn't even need it. What was it? Was it car insurance? He bought life insurance, man. It was an ill-advised move. Right? So he's paying $75 a month. Right? And he fell out the truth. And he has to pay that $75 a month. So now he's growing weed to try to get that money back. And he's smoking all of the weed.
Crazy, man. Let's go to Sirach 25-22.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband.
A woman, if she maintain her husband, she pay the bills, pay the car note, cook, clean, while he can sit there in dirty beaters and dirty drawers all day, right? Looking like a bum, right?
Is full of anger.
Is what?
Is full of anger.
My wife always complaining and nagging. She wicked. No, because she's your mother. She's your mother now, man. Right. You know your mom got mad at you. She come home from a long day of work and your room dirty. Right. She gets to shaking. Clean your room. You're like, oh my God. She just want to yell at me. No, brother, you being a nasty teenager with drawers and you know once that teenage years hit, you stink, man. You don't smell good. Wait, your mom's been working all day long to come home to smell that. She gonna be full of rage. How much more your wife, right?
Impudence and much reproach.
And much reproach, man. She gonna start to despise you, man.
It's lucky, and that kind of open ways for women to disrespect you as a man. You know what I mean?
God.
Verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
She maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Man, she turned into the man. She started to get beard hair, mustache show up out of nowhere. Right? She get the beer belly. Right? Talking about heart. You're like, what'd you say, baby? Right? She changed her countenance.
a woman that will not comfort her husband.
She gotta go comfort you after she done went to work 12 hours, come home, now she babying you. You're like, well, baby, I wanted you to make cheeseburgers today. Well, I've been working 12 hours. Why is there dirty dishes?
Right.
Why is there no cereal now? Why is my electric bill $800 and last month it was $20?
Yeah, quick point. We know a brother who would beg his wife for $1 while he sat at home, smoked weed, played Madden, and ate all of the cereal. What do you think he asked his $1 for? A what?
Cigarette.
No, not a cigarette. Close. Buy a damn wrap. Damn roll up. Damn single. Wife said, I'm not giving you that. The Day of Atonement is coming. I'm not keeping the Day of Atonement. And he rolled his blunt and smoked his candle out, man. He blew his damn candle out, blowing O's and blunts, man. So you don't want to be the brother, damn. Let's go to Sirach 9:1. Right? Sirach 9:1. Provide for your house. Not every lesson we do is going to be an in-depth breakdown of the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Right? We have to know how to be men. We have to know how to love our nation. We have to know how to serve our God. We have to know how to deal with our wives, how to build up our children. You have to know the prophecies too. You have to read. You have to be well-rounded. Sirach 9:1.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom.
So here's a just balance. On one hand, or side of the scale, you don't want to be jealous over the wife of your bosom, right? Your wife is down, sitting, cooking in the kitchen, and you walk in there, bet you kicking for that other nigga, huh? What you making that his favorite meal? Huh? How you know he like that too? You always thinking about him, ain't you? She in there damn heart says she's sweating, cooking your food. He walk in his damn drawers. That's for the other nigga, ain't it? That's off, man. Be not jealous over the wife of your bosom, man.
And teach her not.
And right, there's another side.
And teach her not an evil lesson against thyself.
You can't teach your wife or even a lesson against yourself. How do you teach your wife? Well, what is an example of teaching your wife an evil lesson against you? How do you teach your wife to be against you?
It's like trying to. It's like a tit for tat type of thing. Like you trying to like, if she like fall in a situation or so, you kind of want to let her learn a lesson. Like like
it can be a situation like that.
Like what you said earlier, if you keep saying she's cooking her favorite meal for a boyfriend or whatnot,
right?
But it's not true. No, you kind of put in our head like, okay, might as well go do that.
There you go. There you go. That's a perfect definition.
Right.
You teaching your wife an evil lesson against you, just like not working, just not providing for your house. Now you're teaching your wife, hey, look, I can be the man. Now, what is that going to do? Now that's against you. That's not for you. That's against you now. Now she running the house like the brother said. You looking for your drawers. She got them on. And your fringes.
Your beard oil.
Your beard, man. She grabbing your beard. She took over the damn role, man. Grabbing your beard and, run the game like you run game, man. Run up on you, slap you in the damn butt. And you told ooh. She said, yeah, I'm ready. So-and-so, man. That's off, man. I got it for work. You know what time it is. Now you have taught your wife an evil lesson against you, man. You can either teach your wife a lesson to build up your household and provide for your household and be a helpmeet, or you can be a wicked man and teach your wife an evil lesson against you, man. Right? Let's go to Luke chapter 16 and 1. Right? You got that happening in Israel, man. Brothers' wives lifting up their fringes. Right? Luke chapter 16 and 1.
Book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 1. And he said also unto his disciples, there was a certain rich man which had a steward, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods.
Right? So you have a rich man and you have a steward. A steward, his job is to have possession over his master's goods. Right? Go on.
And he called him and said unto him, how is it that I hear this of thee? give an account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward.
Yeah, you're about to be fired, man. You're about to lose your job. Listen to this. You're about to lose your job. You're about to get jammed up. You might have drove a forklift at work and you knocked over all them rats. You see them rats, you watch them damn videos, the training videos and what not to do. You might have been the guy they made an example of. So now you're about to get fired. So now you got to come up with a plan. You got to be resourceful. You got to have some type of subtlety. You got to have wisdom and know how to move in this society. If you're in a particular jam, go on.
Then the steward said within himself, what shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me the stewardship. I cannot dig to beg. I am ashamed.
See, now he said, look, I can't do all of that hard work and dig and labor. I'm not built for that, huh? And to beg, I'm definitely not begging. I'm ashamed. I got a plan. He's thinking of a plan to provide for himself, huh? He's not going to beg. He's not going to leech and mooch off of people. He's not going to tell his woman to run a damn, work for jobs. And his son, go on.
I am resolved, Salakia, I am resolved what to do.
What the Lord say?
I am resolved what to do that.
I have a resolve, meaning a solution, a plan. Every man should have a plan. Every man should have a resolve on what to do, man. You can't wing it in this thing, man. I think I'll just go where the wind blows me. And okay, come on. See, that's you gotta have a plan in this thing, man. Every man should have a plan on what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do. Okay, look, I'm gonna be in this spot. Look, I know my lease is up. Okay, in 2 weeks. Okay, then I'm gonna move into this spot. Okay, then I know I got this job lined up. Then this gonna happen. Okay, my wife got this side business. Okay, we know that this is gonna happen. Every man gotta have a resolve. Gotta know how to deal with a budget as a man. You gotta know how to plan things out. How to deal with finances. You can't just be a nigga, man. Just spending and spending and spending. The Lord won't take care of me. You buying damn Beats pills and damn what else you buying? Damn ribs. You get your damn stuff tinted out, jewelry, and you don't have nothing for yourself, brother. Your damn roof is leaking. The landlord is beating at your door. You got men talking to your wife when you don't know, and your son is about to be effeminate. Go on.
They may receive me into their houses.
Go on.
So he called every one of his lords debtors unto him, and said unto the first, how much owest thou unto my Lord?
The lie, he's been crafty in righteousness. How much you owe my Lord? Go on.
And he said, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, take thy bill and sit down quickly and write 50.
Why is he doing this? To win favor for this man. So he could be the guy. Remember that time I looked out for you, man. You owe my master 100. I cut you a deal in half and owe you 50, man. You can help me out one time, can't you? Yeah, I can help you out. Go on.
Then said he to another, and how much owest thou? And he said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said unto him, take thy bill and write 80.
Hey, he cutting down everybody's debt to win their favor. Because he's about to get jammed up. So he's coming up with a plan to be able to provide for himself. He's communicating. You got to know how to communicate and network. This is biblical networking, man. If I know that Jonah, Mathanyika, Nashaiah, and they know how to deal with them, what's the trade that brothers do? HVAC. You understand? And I know that I'm finding myself on hard times. I'm going to reach out for these brothers. They might know a program. They might know, look, hey, if you do this for 2 years, you get your certificate, you get your license, you'll be making so and so and so and so. So you brothers got to know how to network in this thing, man.
That's right. So like in the group chat that we have, brothers be dropping what's hiring events. Yo, you're looking for a job, this place is hiring.
Right.
Right? You always got to be networking, man. You can never become complacent in this, man. Right? If the Lord presents another opportunity to make more money, right? Money shouldn't be the main focus, but if the Lord put it there, he put it in your opportunity to get it, do what you got to do for your family, man. Right? Don't say, no, I'm going to keep working at McDonald's all day. Right? Or I'm going to keep working at McDonald's when you got a job that pays 5 times more. Nah, I'm complacent here.
And you can keep the Sabbath.
And you can keep the Sabbath, man. Everybody always asks me, brother, my job wants me to work the Sabbath. What should I do? Well, what do you think? What do you think I'm gonna tell you?
Right.
Find another job, man.
Right.
Right? People just, I don't know if you come into the truth, you forget how to use reasoning and common sense. But that's what you have to do. I'm not gonna give you license to sin. I'm not gonna get that blood on my hands. Don't ask me to do it. You gotta work on the Sabbath. Because I'm gonna tell you the same thing over and over and over. Get you another job. It's brothers who quit their jobs, the next day got a better job, no Sabbath at all. Right?
I gave up a job.
The brother gave up a job working on the Sabbath. Right? So we can't allow these things to happen. That's teaching your wife a good lesson right there. Right? But you have more.
Yeah, it's a little more than that. Right. So this brother's networking, man. He's networking, he's communicating, and he has a plan. You gotta ask yourself, do you do that as a man of the Lord? Or like the brother said, are you just at Burger King? Yeah, I'm at Burger King. Yeah, Deuteronomy 28:16. Deuteronomy 28:16. Pressing it down to bachelors, damn grease popping everywhere. And the brother keep hitting up your phone. Hey, we got you, man. Hit a damn so-called 30 an hour, man. Work the Sabbath and you provide for your family. Nah, Deuteronomy 28:16. Oh, yes. We're not dealing with that, man. Any damn beeps, to damn smoke alarm going off. Your landlord, your boss walking up on you, man. We're not dealing with that. Let's read on.
Verse 8. And the Lord commends the unjust steward.
And he commended him. He said, hey, this brother, this man, he was crafty and wise on the right-hand side.
Because he had done wisely.
That's doing wisely. Networking, having a plan, and communicating, and putting into action as a man of the Lord. That's doing wisely. How can you fault anybody for that? Right? That's like if I own a so-called company and I fire this guy, and then he ends up in 3 weeks, leave, he take the whole company with him. Like, damn, how you do that, man? Took the CFO from me, took the COO, owned 5% of the building. He put an investment in. I own the building. He done bought the damn land. What the hell? Now I gotta work for him. And that's doing wisely, man. Go on.
For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
That sometimes people in the world, they know how to move more than brothers in the truth, man. They know how to operate, man. They have plans, they have meetings, they talk, they have counsels, and the children of the light, you so wise that you become a damn fool. The children of the light are the people in this truth. They have become over righteous and simple. You have brothers, I gotta live off the grid. Right? There's one brother who shaved his head and dwelt in the wilderness. He used to be part of the camp. He said, turn in your social, turn in your state ID, turn in your birth certificate, and then shave your head, follow me in the wilderness. He said, come on. And we haven't seen him since.
Real life. To let me back on that, the brother said, this was years ago. I go to the grocery stores and I ask the heathens, do you want to serve the Lord by buying these groceries for me? You're living a beggar's life, man. And the brother's making good money, man. He's making real good money.
So there's one more in that time. Come. Read 8 again, King. I got one more verse after this, verse 9.
Verse 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
Right?
And I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the man of unrighteousness.
Read it again.
Verse 9. And I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, they may receive you into everlasting habitation.
Make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness. Make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness. What does it mean?
Yeah. Meaning you want to wisely make yourself friends with people you know you can maneuver with, but you want to at the same time not be equally yoked.
Unequally yoked? What do you say, King? What you say?
I'm gonna say
You gonna ask me?
Yeah. Get a good name amongst the heathens.
There you go.
Get a good name amongst the heathens, man. Build up a good rapport among the people that you may have to work with.
There you go. There you go. That's exactly
Who we're talking about. Don't be at your so-called job telling your Edomite boss go to slavery. He said, hey, look, man, you working hard, man. You know, I know I got this other job. You know, I got this job. I know this guy, man. You know, if you talk to me after work, I got you. Shut up! Revelation 13:9. Right? Read it. Hey, brother, let's not making yourselves friends in the mammon, man. You got to know how to move. It's okay to say, hey, Bow, I ain't know that one. Right? Hey, man, you might have to open the door for Nancy, man. You know, she cut your checks. You know she short everybody's check. She's known for doing that. You don't want to get on Nancy's bad side. And you might have to hold the door for Nancy. You need your money. You got to make yourselves friends in the mammon. They call it in the world connects. Who's your connect? The world and of unrighteousness. So when you fall, guess what? They know how to lead you into habitation, right? Hey, there's been plenty of situations where brothers, they get jammed from a job and one of their old coworkers call and say, hey, I know they should have did that to you, man. That wasn't right. They fired you. And here with this number, here with my man, he got a so-called job for you to start tomorrow. Now imagine you was at your so-called plantation acting the ass, telling everybody going to slavery, telling Jake, you just a 2/3. I don't work with 2/3. I do my own thing. I'm the only one here in the truth. Everybody else is wicked. I don't talk to no, hey man, you gotta know how to move in this thing, man. There's like an entire parable about using wisdom. One more precept, real quick, Proverbs 1 and 2. Right? Proverbs 1 and 2. Read 1 and 1 and verse 2.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, starting at verse 1. The proverb of Solomon, the king, Salathia, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel.
Right? Go on.
To know wisdom and instruction.
Every man should examine yourself and see if you have these traits. Right? To know wisdom and instruction.
To perceive the words of understanding.
You have to comprehend the scriptures. Right?
To receive the instruction of wisdom.
You have to be able to take correction and know how to be guided and moved in the right direction.
Justice.
You have to know justice. What's equitable, what's not equitable. Is that fair or is that wicked?
And judgment.
Judgment enforcing the law. Know how to use the law at the right time.
And equity.
When things are out of balance, can you restore it and balance by enforcing justice? That's equity, right?
To give subtlety to the simple.
What did the Lord say?
To give subtlety to the simple.
Can the brother put up the definition of subtlety? To give subtlety or subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. So let's put up that definition. Right? Baba Kashab. What is that talking about? Right, we're going to pull it up.
Click on the phone. Yeah, I kind of did something. I don't know. Okay.
It means subtle or subtle, which means cunning or craftiness. So every brother, you have to know how to be cunning in this thing. Right? You can't just know all of the in-depth breakdowns, but you're not cunning. David was cunning. David feigned himself as a madman and spit on his beard. Huh? Jacob was cunning and supplanted Esau. Paul was cunning in Acts the 23rd chapter and divided the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Huh? Only Yahushua was cunning, right? He said, I won't answer this till you answer this, right? Then he kind of confounded them. Right? So you got to know how to be cunning in this thing too, as a man. That's a beautiful trait to have. You know, you get pulled over by the police, don't tell him he's going to slavery. Don't go reach for your Bible in this dark part of your damn car in the back seat. Say, hold on. You gotta take your hands off the wheel, take two hands, and you say, I got something for you. And then you free, but you know, you talking about your Bible. He don't know that. Got this thing for you. Hold on, pull up the shotgun. You know we call second evidence. I got the damn shotgun for you. Hey, still your damn shot, man. Wondering why, brother, you wasn't cunning. You know all of the breakdowns, but you was a damn fool.
Yeah, it's mad, man. Yeah. Now, a sister asked on here, now what if me and my husband, he left me because of a disagreement, right? We're not dealing with that, man. That's effeminate, man. Right? Men, we deal with problems, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 19 and go to verse 5. Right? Now, like the brother said, and now if she talking about, well, I want to go be with this man, if you can have multiple wives, why can't I have multiple husbands? That's a different scenario. But if y'all arguing about where y'all want to eat, you know that sisters are famous. I'm hungry. What you want to eat? I don't know. Well, we're gonna get this. Well, I don't want that. What you want? I don't know. All right, well, we're gonna go to this place right now. No, I don't want to eat that. Oh, well, I'm leaving you. I can't just go. You can't do that, man. That's not righteous, man. Right?
This is the book of Matthew.
19 and 5.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 5. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife.
Like, so with this cause, you're going to leave, this is marriage. You're going to leave your parents' household, and you're going to take your wife, and y'all going to live together in unison, right?
And they twain shall be one flesh.
Y'all are one flesh, right? It ain't Day and Tyresha. No, it's the house of the wad now, because you in the truth, right? It ain't just two of y'all. Right. No, it's your wife is under your roof now. She's your flesh. She's your right arm, man. Your wife should be your right arm. That's your strength. She should be your pillar of rest, right? She should be your confidant. She should be the one who uplifts you, right?
That's right. Verse 6. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh.
Right.
What? Therefore Yahweh have joined.
So what the Lord brought together, we brought this out like 4 weeks in a row. Your wife is already preordained for the foundation of the world. Who you gonna be with, right? What the Lord brought together.
Let no man, Salakia, let not man put asunder.
So don't be sitting there finding every reason to not be with your wife, man. And I know brothers like that, man. I met plenty of brothers. Oh, yeah, you're not my wife no more, because we disagreed on one thing. You're not my wife no more because we didn't have marriage papers. You're not my wife no more because I found another woman that I like. Right? The Lord, once you lay down with that sister, that's your wife. Until you die, when she commit adultery. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. And don't be provoked, teaching her an evil lesson. Hey, I saw you looking at him. Don't be good. Right? You see how, because you right there. You see the brother's locks grew a little bit for the last time you seen him.
Right. I saw him counting his locks.
I see them counting his locks. You see the polo socks today? Why don't you go over there and help him cook a meal by himself? Don't teach her an evil lesson.
Yeah, like the brother said real quick, yeah, you want to be your home anyway. Why don't you go over there and talk to him, man? Right. And say shalom, and I'll just leave you.
That's teaching her an evil lesson. Let me get 1 Peter chapter 3. We can start at verse 6. I believe that's what 1 Peter 3 and verse 6. That's what I want to start at. 1 Peter 3 6. Right. But because you just got to be the example. As long as you sit in the front. Right. 1 Peter 3 and verse 5.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 5.
Right.
For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in Yahweh adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Right, to ease the burden off your husband, be in subjection unto him. Right, subjection is taboo to the women in these last days, man. Subjection sounds like doing crack. Right, being in subjection to your husband is foreign. Right.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord.
Even as Sarah, imagine what that'd do, women, if you called your husband Lord. And he's like, Lord, what do you want to eat out of wine? He gonna get the shimmy and he gonna feel good, man.
My Lord.
Yeah, you gonna feel good, right?
Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement.
Right? Then you become a daughter of Sarah. Verse 7.
Verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
So ye husbands, dwell with your wives according to knowledge. You have more understanding than your wife 9 times out of 10. Now, some sisters be on fire. They know the precept. They know the breakdown. but deal with her according to knowledge, right?
Giving honor unto the wife.
No, you can't honor your wife.
Giving honor unto the wife,
right?
as unto the weaker vessel.
Honor is something that is as respect. Give your wife respect as being the weaker vessel, because now she's under your house. Don't be a damn lion in your house barking at her, barking orders, kicking her in the chest, doing all this crazy stuff that I be hearing be going on in Israel. Right, giving her kidney shots because y'all arguing, man. Stuff like this goes on in Israel. We don't just make this stuff up, man. Right, it sounds funny because we may make it sound comical, but these things happen.
Yeah, quick point. One brother said he crushed his ribs left side up, man. He said, you know, I just crushed your left side. Why are you stepping to me anymore, man? Kind of went to the side, went to the rib, and the brother boxed, man. He said, you know, I just crushed your left side. What's up? So she keep wanting to tussle. Why y'all keep tussling, man? Every time you talk, yeah, me and my wife got into a tussle. And you keep crushing her left side, man.
See, it sounds funny. It should sound funny, but it's real that happens.
Yeah.
Right? And men, and remember, your women are weak. Women are weaker vessels. Right? They react off of emotion. Right? Sometimes she may haul off and hit you with a left. You gotta use the art of bear hug. Y'all, everybody in here know what a bear hug is, right? Hold her until she can't do nothing no more. I ain't letting you go until you calm down. Right? Don't be in there talking about, wait, so let me get my gloves. Let me get my gloves. You want to do this? No, man. Use the art of bear hug, man. And that's it happens, man. I'm being for real. It happens. Sometimes the spirit will get into your house, right? Your wife might buck up or something. Use the art of bear hug, right? Not saying if y'all argue, just grab her up, man, but use that as a defense mechanism. Yeah, give her in the fourth finger leg lock. Yeah, master lock, man. Yeah, fool. Now don't do that, man. Right? Use it as a defense mechanism if all hell breaks loose. And she throwing looks and bows. Man, calm down. Right? Don't, like you said, crush her left side. We're gonna keep going. We gotta put that out there, man, because brothers deal with that, man. A brother hit me up and said, my wife scratched my face up. What do I do? Well, brother, why you let her keep scratching your face, man? Why you ain't move? Why you ain't done? Right? Don't put your wife in that, man. Damn. Roddy, it's the iron sheet. Oh, that sheet, man? It's the iron sheet. We're not doing that in Israel, man. We're not dealing with you beating your wife up, man. And women, we're not dealing with you bucking up and putting your hands on men, man. That's out of order, man. Right? A brother told me she keeps scratching my face up. I said, well, brother, what did you do? Why did you let her why did you just stand there? She's sitting there Wolverine in your face and you're not moving. Right? Go ahead, keep reading.
As unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life.
Right? Y'all are heirs together. Right? Y'all one. Y'all under the same household now. Right? Y'all are heirs together. I don't want to make the kingdom and my wife not make the kingdom. How foolish does that sound?
Right.
Why you shouldn't want to make the kingdom and your husband not make it? Y'all are heirs together. Right?
That your prayers be not hindered.
That your prayers be not hindered, man. So you gotta give honor to your wife, man. Don't be like, you dummy. That's why the Lord only dealing with men. Sorry, so. No, man. You build your wife up, man. Right? You gotta build your wife up, man. Because she's a part of your house. We're not having no schisms in the body anymore, man. We're not dealing with that. Last one before I pass, Sirach 27:3. That's probably my favorite precept in the scriptures, man. Sirach 27:3. And I wholeheartedly believe it. If any brother knows me, they'll say, look, this brother always bring this out. I believe that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 3.
Right?
Unless a man hold himself diligently.
Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, keeping the commandments, fearing the judgment for not keeping the commandments, not walking orderly, saying, I'm going to let my children eat on the Day of Atonement because my kids don't sin. Right? Just saying anything, not having the fear of the Lord.
In the fear of the Lord,
what's going to happen?
His house.
His what?
His house.
Everything that he has, he owns, and he holds dear to him. What's going to happen?
Shall soon be overthrown.
It's going to be overthrown, man. So if your house is falling apart, like the sister said, my house is falling apart, tell your husband, y'all need counsel. Don't be afraid to get counsel. Do not be afraid to get counsel. I'm going to say it one more time for completion. Do not be afraid to get counsel, man. Because if you don't, your whole house will fall apart, man. Everything you love and hold value is going to crushed to the ground and ashes and dust.
Yeah, quick precept, Sirach 23 and 10. Right? It's the same thing. Ecclesiastes chapter 23 and 10. And like I said, we might do a series on this, man. This might be volume 1. A lot of men are out of order, man. You have 8 wives, and all of your wives are gone, dealing with other men. You don't take care of them. You never see your son, because you always read. I gotta read. I don't need to see my son. I'm reading. They'll see me in the kingdom. That's off, man. And you have to balance your time out, man. You gotta spend time with your family. Right? You gotta spend time with your son, man, with your so-called daughter. You know? There's nothing wrong with that, man. You don't have to just go out and put on this facade of being King David all day, man. I'm Judas Maccabees. I don't talk to my wife, man. She talked to me. I don't spend time with my son and my daughter. But you gotta be a man of the Lord. Even Isaac spoiled with Rebecca, man. You know? Bring that out, okay?
Book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 10. For as a servant that is
Sirach
considered
23 and 11. Salakia.
Verse 11. A man that useth much swearing shall be filled with iniquity.
Yes, swearing. It's not modern day profanity, but swearing is making oaths. How Jake say on my mother or on my dead mother's grave. That's really swearing. Right? So swearing, and this can be any sin. A man that uses much swearing, whose house isn't in order, who's a liar and adulterer, a murderer, right?
And the plague shall never depart from his house.
What the Lord say?
The plague shall never depart from his house.
Why is that demon always in your house, man? Because you have a plague in there, because you're using much sin and going to hell off. That's why y'all keep getting the same argument over the same damn thing. The house is out of order, the bills ain't paid, the damn door falling off the hinges, man. Go on.
If he shall offend, his sin shall be upon him. And if he acknowledge not his sin, he maketh a double offense.
Now you got a double offense. Read.
And if he swear in vain, he shall not be innocent.
But what?
But his house
But his
shall,
what?
But his house shall be full of calamities.
Dang. Yeah, a house can be full of calamities, man. Your wife committed adultery. You lost your damn bank card. Somebody stole. We know accounts. Brothers, damn, they got their whole damn bank account hacked. Took all their money and their life savings. That's a strange calamity. And your car broke down on your first day to work. Why you had your 30-day probation period? And your son said, look, Dad, I don't believe in this Hebrew Israelite thing anymore. And your daughter ran away. And your dog died. And your hot water stopped running. That's full of, and you sick. You never got sick, but now you got the flu. The Lord can do that to you, man, whose house isn't in order, man. Stop thinking the Lord just is a nice guy 24/7. The Most High judges every man according to his works. So whatever work you put in, that's what you're going to be rewarded on, man. And that's not just, there's more than one form of doing the work. Doing the work on the highways and byways is one level. Doing the work for your household is another level. You understand? You have to examine yourself and see, is your household in order? Do you have structure, or does everybody do what the hell they want to do, whenever they feel like doing it? Or do you have organized things going on? Is there a schedule? Are there set times for things? Or is it freelance, free roam? Do what the hell you want to do, whatever happens, happens. It can't be like that, right? Everything has to be done decently and in order with structure. Right? In the house of the Lord, he had an evening time for something and a morning time for something. The evening sacrifice, the morning sacrifice. There was a time to wash your clothes as the priest. There was a time for the atonement. There is a time for everything under the heavens, man. And you have to make sure you have a time and place for everything in your household, man. You may have an evening prayer, you may have a morning prayer, you may have an afternoon prayer, you may have the day when you fast, a set time when you read. Your household has to be regulated like Yahweh would regulate the nation of Israel. When things are done at set times, set orders, and in season. You know?
Let me back off of that. A brother told me he was the head of a congregation. His daughter ran away and played the harlot for 3 months.
Damn.
Was running through because he got proud and puffed up. Right? Let people know his name got to his head, man. His daughter ran away and she played the harlot, man. Then she came back or hauling it out, right? And you know that changes your countenance too. You can see in a woman's face when she played the harlot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Let's go to 1 Kings 2 and verse 1. We'll end off on this. And don't beat your wife with this, man. Oh, beat her with a belt. Hold up, man. What? A man beat his wife with a belt, went upstairs and went to sleep. Came back downstairs, his wife was dead in the same place he left her on the couch. See? That's heavy. Right? No beating your wife with a belt. No putting your hands on your wife, man. Right? Like I said, if things get out of hand, yes, things get out of hand in Israel, man. We're not going to sit here like everything is perfect, man. Sometimes things get out of hand, you got to use restraint. You got to have temperance, man. Sisters, you got to learn to keep your hands to yourself. You got to have temperance. Right? You shouldn't beat your ribs left side in. Women, you shouldn't scratch your man's face up. No pulling hair, no biting lips and fingers and stuff. That's not going on anymore, man.
Yeah, one quick account. This one brother told me literally he was at home and he was on his phone and he was about to study. And his him and his wife got into it. Now his wife bit a chunk of his face off. A literal chunk. I remember telling brothers that. This was maybe 2 years ago. And he's in the truth. But he decided to leave his first woman and deal with that woman. But now a wife or something happened with his woman. One of his wives or this woman he was dealing with, and she wasn't on fire, she bit a chunk of his face off. Calling me, what do I do? What do I do? What's going on? Well, my wife bit my face off. Right? And then, these are situations we have to deal with, right?
Come on. 1 Kings 2 and 1. That sounds crazy. So like, I don't mean to laugh at that, but imagine somebody biting a chunk in your face off.
That's like,
I don't mean to laugh at stuff like this, but this is the stuff that's going on. Israel, learn to use restraint in your marriages, man. You're going to see your wife more than ever in these last days right now, man. People not working, right? Jobs are remote from at home, right? Rekindle that love all over again, man. Right? Be temperate, man. Don't be so quick to lash out and be a lion. Women, sometimes you just got to be quiet and listen, right? Don't no man want to work hard and listen to he get nagged by the white man and get nagged by her. Sisters, men, women don't want to be at work and come home to a dirty house because you've been sitting around all day, right? It's a just balance, man. You got to work to get this kingdom, man. Let's get that.
this is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 2, and verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh, that he should die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and shew thyself a man.
Now what do what?
Be thou strong, therefore, and shew thyself a man.
So now this is a father getting ready to depart, and his son is about to be king. We all know this story, right? He's telling him, show yourself to be a man. And he's speaking to all of us in this room. Because David is our father in a sense, man. That's our forefather.
God.
Right?
Verse 3. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
Right? So that's what makes you a man. Walking in the charge of the Lord, keeping the commandments, keeping your family in order. Your son should know he shouldn't eat pork. Your daughter should know she's supposed to wear dresses. Right? Quiz her. Hey, you want to put these pants on to your daughter? No, girls don't wear dresses. Pants. Son, you want to eat this pork? No pork, you're going to die. Right? You got to quiz them. That's how you become a man. That's what makes you a man in these last days. Keeping the charge of the Lord. Not how many women you slept with, not money, not knowing everybody. Keeping the charge of the Lord. God. With that,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.